So, how do you want to be remembered when you are gone? How? I should ask, will we be remembered when we are gone? That would be a better question. Or let me ask everybody in the audience today, do you want to be remembered when you are gone? Please raise your hands. Okay, so I see a few hopeful ones. And those who have not raised, they might feel, how does it matter? Once we are gone, we are gone. But it really mattered to my father. He wanted to be remembered and his life to be celebrated when he was gone. He wanted a grand prayer meeting and a beautiful celebration. Sounds a little off, right? He used to tell me, Divya, जिस दिन मैं जाऊंगा, उस दिन लोधी रोड पे ट्रैफिक जैम होगा. My kids, don't be the real banya. The day I'm gone, throw a lavish prayer meeting in my honor. But destiny had its own plans. The day he went, there was a jam, but jam of emotions, of tears, of feelings, because we lost him during the peak COVID Delta of 2021. Forget a grand farewell, we as kids were even denied the basic right to be with our own father in his last moments, to be with him, to see him, to touch him. Forget a grand prayer meeting that Papa always wanted. We could only manage a Zoom meeting for him. For the life he lived, a celebration every day, it just felt so wrong, so unfair. This left me heartbroken, shattered, and in complete disbelief. As a daughter, our relationship was beautiful. I loved him. I'm sure every daughter in the audience and father of a daughter would resonate with my pain today. For a man whom I loved and idolized completely, I thought, what wrong did I do to deserve this? Why me? Why us? Why my father out of all of them? The kind of soul he was, so beautiful. He never missed a single prayer meeting or a cremation of a loved one because he totally believed that you may miss somebody's happy moments, but never miss their sad moments. Be there as a true well-wisher to uplift them and help them bounce back from their darkest phase. A person so vibrant and happy and living was not the end that he deserved. So silent, so alone. And this broke me and shattered me because I feel the hardest goodbyes are the ones that are never said. Also, COVID left me all alone to mourn in that period without any friends and family around me. I thought, why were we the unfortunate ones in this situation? Today, I do understand that like us, there were 68 lakh precious families that were lost during that horrible COVID period. But when grief is so personal, you lose the ability to connect and understand with others' pain. It was that time I realized that I have lost the biggest blanket of my protection. Whom will I now call my dad? Who will be now my navigator for life, my guru, my guide? And that's when I realized 1,000 moments I had taken for granted for thinking and assuming that there will be 1,000 more. I was only left with regrets. Here, I also realized that death changes so much around us forever. Parents aren't always easy. And for all the kids smiling in the audience, you are not less either. But it's a beautiful relationship. Parents are the first teachers of our life. Believe me, every parent is special. My daughter in the audience today can write a full book on what her mother should not be. And my mother has a completely different feeling about it and what I should be as a daughter. We are not perfect together, yet we are so beautiful together. It's a beautiful relationship regardless of all agreements and disagreements. And remember, every parent will either leave a lesson or a learning which you will ultimately imply in your life and remember them with complete gratitude. After all, parents' love is free. We don't value it till we lose it. It was this time that I thought, what can I do to celebrate my father's extraordinary life and tell people how special he was? In my darkest phase, told my family member that I will never overcome this damage that God has done to us, will never make peace with it, but I will never accept this loss till I say my final goodbye to my Father in heaven. And after days and weeks of being in the darkest phase of my grief, a divine sign led me to something most unexpected. The heartbroken daughter that I was, I decided to turn an author at the age of 40 without reading a single book ever. Yes, sounds surprising, right? Till now, I had no idea and experience about writing. In my darkest phase of grief, the world of literature suddenly came to my rescue. A magic I fail to understand even today. But I think this is what extreme grief and pure love does to you. It was now a new journey that I was on to, a road that was completely unexpected and unexplored. As I began the journey of writing my book, it was a journey from confusion to conclusion. From pain came healing. From anger came gratitude. It was a learning experience every single day. And this book became a medium for me to transform my pain into my biggest strength. It was my way to transform my grief into something so meaningful. And as I came on this journey, I realized it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy without Dad, but I had to do it. I really had to do it. And I also believed that people who are gone, they can be remembered through their stories. So, after 11 months, on my dad's first death anniversary, on 12th May 2022, in IIC itself, my book was launched. And yes, that night, Lodi Road did see a traffic jam. Traffic jam of cars and people who had finally come to bid farewell to the man himself after a long wait of 365 days. And just when I thought my closure was around and I had probably made my father proud in heaven, the chief guest told me to sign the first copy of my book. As my hands trembled out of nervousness and excitement, I realized how much this book had changed me. For 39 years, I was a daughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, a friend, a businesswoman, but I always wanted an identity of my own. I used to often complain to my father that you gave me the best education. You sent me to the prestigious modern school, St. Stephen's College and NIFT. And then, one fine day, you just got me married. As a typical loving father, all he wanted for me was to see me happy and settled. And maybe he overlooked the fact that I wanted something else from my life. Between the expectations of yesterday and responsibilities of tomorrow, this Divya was lost. But that day, when I signed my book, that's when I realized it wasn't my gift to my Father in heaven. It was his gift to his daughter to finally find herself after 39 years. That's how my father made me feel special. What was even more special was that night after the launch, so many of my friends changed their plans and they ran back to their parents to give them a tight hug and tell them what they truly meant for them and how thankful they were to still have them around, unlike me. I think it was the best tribute to my father that night. But what I thought was a way to celebrate my father's life and heal myself, it didn't stop there. It was a beginning of a completely new journey. It's that when I got connected to so many shattered daughters like me who had lost a loved one. And I realized that maybe the story I wrote was very personal, but the theme of my book was universal. I spoke about grief. There is nobody on this planet who can ever escape this pain. You may be as powerful as a politician, as beautiful or popular as a movie star, as healthy as a cricketer, but one day you will lose a loved one, and that day it will be the most horrible feeling to understand how to go through pain. And this book became a complete new journey from me. It's then I realized that my circumstances made me believe that we can't change our future. What if it never comes? We can't change our past as it will not return. But what's special today is our precious present. And that's where we can make all the difference. Eventually, we all have to go. Each one of us will go one day. But how we live today is what matters. Because someone rightly said, Babu Mushai, Zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye. And that's where my new journey started. So I can relate so very well to today's TEDx theme, Together Towards Tomorrow. And it feels great to share my views and connect about human sustainability today on this prestigious platform. My book became a medium to connect me with so many grievers all across. I realized that we always take our parents so for granted. कहाँ जाएंगे? यही तो हैं, कल मिल लेंगे. To actually reaching to a point where all we can say, Kash, we wish we had done this. But now there was no time. We can do so many things to make them feel special, loved, and remembered. Maybe my book, my public speaking, or my podcasting can be one of the mediums, but there are so much more that you can do today to spend time with them or make them feel special once they are gone. Human sustainability for many can be a very heavy term, but for me, it simply means change. Change which begins from our roots. We look for sustainability on global and continent, but we forget sustainability starts from our households. Look at us, at our parents. They save every day for a beautiful future for their children. They teach us about saving and not wasting. Isn't that sustainability? These are the values and beliefs that we grow up with every day, and we overlook the fact. And once they are gone, we are only left to cry and move on. But why? We can do so much more. My father became the biggest example for what I stand here amongst all of you to talk about my present, and he became the biggest guidance of my tomorrow too. He didn't teach me how to live life. He lived and let me watch him every day. ना कागज से, ना कलम से, ना किताब से सीखा. जिंदगी जीने का सही तरीका मैंने अपने पिता से सीखा. Thank you. My father taught me the valuable lessons of holding on to people who are precious, to prioritize things and people in our life, to spend time with those and hold them tightly so that our present has them happy and healthy, and our future has our elders' guidance and wishes. I think this is the most beautiful definition of human sustainability for me, to preserve and protect them every single day of our life. This is how we should move forward in life. Because remember, our parents are our wings. We fly because of them. When we lose one wing, it's a little difficult to fly. When we lose both wings, it's very hard to fly. So till the time you have time, preserve them, nurture them, and keep flying up in the sky. Don't wait for triggers to bring change, because then it will be too late. My father became my first school, and I realized that life is like a pendulum. Every day we are moving back and forth with thoughts, actions, and feelings. Suddenly we are transformed to our past, looking at pictures and videos and missing those moments gone by. And immediately we want to go back to our future and tick mark our to-do list. This is a beautiful amalgamation of past and present. So, be the reason that people are proud of you. Become the link between your past and present for past generations and future generations. Because a lot of us today in the audience are both children and parents. If together we preserve the lessons of the past that our loved ones gave us and become an example for the future generation to follow, we can definitely make a big, big difference. Because only then we can move together towards a beautiful tomorrow and keep the memories of our loved ones forever alive. कि कहते हैं कि मुस्कुराओ तब भी जब जिंदगी तुम्हें उदास होने का मौका दे। मुस्कुराओ तब भी जब जिंदगी तुम्हें उदास होने का मौका दे, कि जिंदगी को भी तो पता चले कि तुम थके हो, हारे नहीं। Forever, my father's proud daughter. Thank you so much.